All right, KC, let's get back to the picks here. Your second pick for us on this show. This is a fun one. I love what we're doing in this show. We are both picking a couple of the bottom feeders, 3.5-point underdogs on the road. Or no, what? Yours is at home. Mine's on the road, but still, the 0-7 Lions, 3.5-point dogs against the Eagles at home. But you are buying in. Let's hear the case for the Lions.
I am buying in. It's as much as the case against the Eagles as it is for the Lions because it's 7 games into Nick Sirianni's tenure. It's already starting to look like a failed experiment. He's a first-time head coach, first-time play caller. He's got a defensive coordinator who had 1 season worth of defensive play calling, and it shows because his defense is playing terrible. His offensive game plan doesn't match. Sirianni's offensive game plan doesn't match what they do. They should be a run-heavy team, but they're got a misguided idea of football analytics, and they're being a pass-heavy team. Doesn't match their personnel at all. So you add that to the defense just playing bend but don't break, but they're breaking all the time. They've got a rookie special teams coordinator too. They've been hit or miss there. So, but again, you've got all these woes here. I get the sense because I write about the Eagles for the Philadelphia Inquirer. And I get the sense in just reading you read between the lines, the players are starting to lose faith in the coaches. It's never a good sign. That's certainly not the case of the Lions of Dan Campbell. They're playing very hard for him. They nearly beat Buffalo. They nearly beat Minnesota. They went on the road last week against the Rams and threw everything they could at them with every trick play they could find and stayed close in a game that they, frankly, talent-wise, shouldn't have stayed close in. I think they're a lot closer in talent to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia's playing below its talent level. I look at all this, and then you say, okay, I think Detroit's actually going to win the game outright. And then if you say, okay, well, you're going to give them plus 3.5, I just think that they're going to be able to do this because where they're at as a team and or the way that they're playing, by the way, their defense, one other thing, their defense has been terrible this year, but actually the last few games, it's been solid, not great, but like they were legendarily bad at the beginning of the year. Talent wise, they were the worst team in the league, and they probably still are. But they've covered up those issues. They found ways, good coaching, to cover up those issues. So start adding all these together, and I just think Detroit's going to play to its talent level, and Philadelphia isn't. So I think again, Detroit's going to win this outright. I believe.
This was a game that I was on as well until some of the numbers started trickling in, and we're seeing the Lions as one of the most popular public dogs, and that always is something that scares me away. So it's a stay away from me. Does that sort of information trip you up at all?
Again, it has to, it's more because that I think the Eagles, when I see how bad that they're playing, and I really truly think they're just going to lose outright. So wherever the line moves, I just think that the Eagles are going to play to that level. I think their players are starting to check out on their coach. And when that happens, you're going to get a terrible performance from the team. So I would, my insights would be independent of the lines because I just think that Philadelphia's playing that badly.
They certainly haven't done anything this season to be laying 3.5 on the road, regardless of who the opponent is. And that's exactly what this line is asking them to do. So you go the other way. Lions plus 3.5 against the Eagles.